Our progress report says we end up at stage 5, paragraph page 375, and our last headword was fair. Full stage revision.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start from where we ended. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Where's that? Three. Oh, not 375. 357. It's the other way around. Okay, here we go. So let's start 57. So, how much how much is the bus fare from your house to your office? How much is the bus fare from your house to your office? The bus fare
The bus
from my
fare
house
from my
to my
house
office
to
is
my
about
office is about 200, 200 yen.
200 yen.
To,
Very good. Has your country got a royal family? Has your country got a royal family? Yes or no?
yes,
My
my
country's
my
got
country
a royal
has got
family.
a royal family.
Very good. How do we get mud on our shoes? How do we get mud on our shoes? We get mud
We
on
get
our
mud on
shoes
our
by
shoes.
walking
We
in the
by walking
countryside
in the
in
countryside
the rain.
in the rain.
We get our famous actors often surrounded by crowds when they go out in public. Our famous actors often surrounded by crowds when they go out in public. Yes, famous
Yes,
actors
famous
are
actors
often surrounded
are often
by
surrounded
crowds
by
when
crowds
they go out
when they go
in
out
public.
in public.
Are the buses in your town usually crowded in the morning? Are the buses in your town usually crowded in the morning? Yes or no?
Yes,
The buses in my
the
town
buses in my
are
town
usually
are
crowded
usually
in the
crowded
morning.
in the morning.
Very good. Have you ever been the captain of a sports team? Have you ever been the captain of a sports team? Yes or no?
No,
I've never been
I've
the
never
captain
been the
of a
captain
sports team.
of a sport team.
Yeah, me neither. Tell me the name of a famous sea captain. Tell me the name of a famous sea captain, please. The name
The
of
name
a
of
famous
a famous sea
sea
captain
captain is Captain
is
Cook.
Captain Cook.
Very good. Which is the widest street in the place where you live and which is the narrowest? Which is the widest street in the place where you live and which is the narrowest? ABC Street
ABC
is the
Street
widest
is
street
the widest
in
street
the place where
in
I
the
live,
place where I
and
live,
ABC
and
Street
ABC
is
Street
the narrowest.
is the narrowest.
Very good. What color is the flag of your country? What color is the flag of your country? The flag
The
of my
flag of
country
my country
is
is red and
white.
white.
Very good. Do you know the origin of your national flag? Do you know the origin of your national flag? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
I
know
know
the origin
the
of
origin
our
of
national flag.
our national flag.
Very good. Name an animal that lives on grass. Name an animal that lives on grass, please. A horse
That
is
a
an
horse
animal
is an animal
that lives on
that
grass.
lives on grass.
Very good. What happens if there's no rain? What happens to grass if there's no rain? If there's no
If
rain,
there's no rain,
grass becomes yellow
grass becomes yellow
and then it
and then
dies.
it dies.
Very good. Okay. Where is the nearest tower to the place where you live? Where is the nearest tower to the place where you live? The nearest
The
tower
nearest
to
tower
the place
to
where
the
I
place
live
where
is.
I live is TV Tower.
Very good. Okay. Are the streets dry when it rains? Are the streets dry when it rains? No. The
No,
streets aren't
the
dry
streets aren't
when it
dry
rains.
when it rains.
They're wet.
They're wet.
If you walk in the rain without an umbrella, what did happen? If you walk in the rain without an umbrella, what did happen? If I
If
walk
I
in the
walk
rain
in the
without
rain
an umbrella,
without an
I'd
umbrella,
get wet.
I get wet.
If you got wet, what did you have to do with your clothes? If you got wet, what did you have to do with your clothes? If I got
If
wet,
I got
I'd
wet,
have to take
I'd
my
have to
clothes
take
off
my clothes
and
off
hang them
and
up
hang them up
to dry.
to dry.
Very good. What's the passive throw? What's the passive throw? The passive
The
throw
past of
is
true
through.
is true.
Very good. What did happen if I threw a stone at the window? What did happen if I threw a stone at the window? If you threw
If
a
you
stone
threw a
at the
stone
window,
at the
the
window,
window'd
the
break.
windows break.
Very good. Okay, next. If your TV is turned up too loud, what do you do? If your TV is turned up too loud, what do you do? If my
If
TV
my
is
TV
turned up too
is
loud,
turned up too
I
loud,
turn it down.
I turn it down.
Very good. What are the reflexive pronouns? What are the reflexive pronouns? The reflexive
The
pronouns
reflexive
are
pronouns
myself,
are myself,
yourself,
yourself,
himself,
himself,
itself,
itself,
oneself,
oneself,
ourselves,
ourselves,
yourselves, and
yourselves,
themselves.
and themselves.
Very good. When do we use a reflexive pronoun? When do we use a reflexive pronoun? We use
We
a
use
reflexive
a
pronoun
reflexive
when the
pronouns
subject
when the
and
subject
object
and the
are the
object
same
are
person
the same
or
person
thing.
or things.
Is it right to say I look at me in the mirror? Is it right to say I look at me in the mirror? No, it
No,
isn't
it
right to
isn't
say
right to
I
say,
look at
I
me
look
in the
at
mirror.
me in the mirror,
Why not? Why not? Because the subject
because the
and
subject
object
and the
are the
object
same
is
person.
are the same person.
What must we say instead? What must we say instead? We must say
We must
I
say,
look at
I
myself
look at
in
myself
the mirror
in the
instead.
mirror instead.
Do you think it would be easy for me to teach myself Chinese? Do you think it would be easy for me to teach myself Chinese? No, I don't
No,
think
I don't
it
think
would be
it's
easy
it'll be easy
for you
to
to
for
teach
you
yourself
to teach
Chinese.
yourself Chinese
Why not? Why not? Because Chinese
because
is a
Chinese
difficult
is a
language to
difficult
learn.
language to learn.
Very good. Okay, next. Did you wash yourself when you were a baby? Did you wash yourself when you were a baby? No, I
No,
didn't
I
wash
didn't
myself
wash
when
myself
I was a
when
baby.
I was a
My
baby.
mother washed
My
me.
mother washed me.
What did you do if you saw a man trying to kill himself? What did you do if you saw a man trying to kill himself? If I saw a
If
man
I saw a man
trying to kill
trying to
himself,
kill himself,
I'd try to
I
stop
tried
him
to stop
or
him
call the
and
police.
or call the police.
Very good. Have you ever seen a bird washing itself? Have you ever seen a bird washing itself? Yes or no?
No,
I've never seen a
I've never
bird
seen a bird
washing itself.
washing itself.
Do you think one can teach oneself a language? Do you think one can teach oneself a language? Yes or no?
Yes,
I think
I think
one can teach
one can teach
oneself a language.
oneself a language.
Very good. What do we carry to protect ourselves from the rain? What do we carry to protect ourselves from the rain? We carry an
We
umbrella
carry an
to
umbrella
protect
or to
ourselves
protect
from the
ourselves
rain.
from the rain.
Very good. Okay. What does the word thorough mean? What does the word thorough mean? The word
The word
thorough means
thorough means
complete.
complete.
Where in which season of the year do people generally give their houses a thorough cleaning? In which season of the year do people generally give their houses a thorough cleaning? People generally
People
give
generally
their
give
houses a
their
thorough
houses
cleaning
a thorough
in
cleaning
spring.
in spring.
What kind of things make you thoroughly tired? What kind of things make you thoroughly tired? The kind of things
The kind of
that
things
make me
that make me thoroughly tired
tired are hard
are
physical work,
hard physical work,
studying a lot
studying a
without a
lot
break,
without a break,
not enough sleep,
not enough sleep,
etc.
etc.
Very good. If you drove a car on the left-hand side of the road instead of on the right, what did happen? If you drove a car on the left-hand side of the road instead of on the right, what did happen? If I drove a
If
car
I drove a
on the
car
left-hand
on the
side of
left
the
hand
road
side of the road
instead of on the
instead
right,
of on the right,
I'd have an
I'd
accident.
have an accident.
Have you ever seen an accident on the road? Have you ever seen an accident on the road? Yes or no?
Yes,
I've
I've
seen an
seen
accident
an
on the road.
accident on the road.
If you took something by accident that didn't belong to you, what did you do? If you took something by accident that didn't belong to you, what did you do? If I took
If I
something
took
by
something
accident
by
that
accident
didn't belong
that
to
didn't
me,
belong to
I'd
me,
return it.
I'd return it.
Where do people become careless when they're in great danger? Do people become careless when they're in great danger? No. People
No.
don't become
People don't
careless
become careless
when they're in
when
great
they are
danger.
in great
They
danger.
become very
They
careful.
become very careful.
Do you write carefully? Do you write carefully? Yes or no?
No,
I
I don't
don't write carefully.
write carefully.
I write carelessly.
I write carelessly.
What could happen if you were careless when crossing the road? What could happen if you were careless when crossing the road? If I were
If
careless
I were
when
careless
crossing the road,
when crossing the
I
road,
could have an
I could
accident.
have an accident.
Of all the people you know, who dresses the most carelessly? Of all the people you know, who dresses the most carelessly? Of all the
Of
people
all
I
the
know,
people I know,
my colleague
my colleague
dresses the most
dresses
carelessly.
most carelessly.
Very good. Do you own all the clothes you're wearing, or do any of them belong to somebody else? Do you own all the clothes you're wearing, or do any of them belong to somebody else? I own
I own
all the clothes
of the
I'm
clothes
wearing.
I'm wearing.
Very good. What
Uh,
what would you like to own more than anything else? What would you like to own more than anything else? I'd like to own
I'd like to own.
a house
I'd like to a house
more than anything
more
else.
than anything else.
Who owns the place where you live? Who owns the place where you live? I don't know.
I don't
Who
know
owns the
who
place
owns the place
where I live?
where I live.
Very good. Do people in your country usually carry on working after they reach the age of 65? Do people in your country usually carry on working after they reach the age of 65? Yes or no?
Uh, yes, I,
People in my country
people in my country
usually carry on
usually
working
carry on working
after they reach
after they reach
the age of
the age
65.
of 65.
Very good. Okay. Have you ever won a prize for anything? Have you ever won a prize for anything? Yes or no?
No,
I've never won a
I've
prize
never won a prize
for anything.
for anything.
Yeah, me neither. Give me a sentence with the word to meaning also. Give me a sentence with the word to meaning also, please. He wants a biscuit
He wants a
and
biscuit,
I want
and
one
I
too.
want one too.
Wait, give me a sentence with the words at least in it. Give me a sentence with the words at least in it, please. I've asked him
I've
at
asked
least
him
six
at
times,
least six
and
times,
each time
and each
he
time
has forgotten.
he has forgotten.
He didn't do very
He
well
didn't do
in
very
the
well
exam,
in the exam,
but at least he
but
passed.
at least he passed.
Very good. Which is one of the most widely used English adjectives? Which is one of the most widely used English adjectives? One of the most
One of the most
widely used
widely
English
used
adjectives
in the adjectives
is nice.
is nice.
Wait, is English the most widely spoken language in the world? Is English the most widely spoken language in the world? Yes,
Yes,
English is the
English
most
is the
widely
most
spoken
widely
language
spoken
in
language
the world.
in the world.
Very good. Why are good manners so important in life? Why are good manners so important in life? Good manners
Good
are
manners
so
are
important
so
in life
important in life
because they make life
because they make
easier
life
and
easier
more pleasant.
and more present.
Very good. What do we mean when we say that somebody has the manners of a pig? What do we mean when we say that somebody has the manners of a pig? When we say
When we
that
said
somebody
that somebody
has the manners
has
of
the
a pig,
manners of a pig,
we mean that
we
they
mean
have
that
very
they
bad
have a
manners.
very bad manners.
Do people in very hot countries dress in the same manners as the people in very cold countries? Do the people in very hot countries dress in the same manner as people in very cold countries? No.
No,
People in very
people
hot
in
countries
very hot
don't
countries
dress
don't
in the
dress
same
in
manner
the same manner
as people
as people
in very cold
in
countries.
very cold
They
countries.
dress in a
They
different
dress
manner.
in a different manner.
Very good. Will you still be asleep at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning? Will you still be asleep at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning? No, I won't still be asleep. Huh? No. Hello?
Hello?
Okay, can you hear me?
Okay,
Okay, one more. Will you still be asleep
okay.
at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning? Will you still be asleep at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning? No, I won't
No,
still be
I
asleep
won't still be
at
asleep
11 o'clock
at 11 o'clock
tomorrow morning.
tomorrow morning.
I'll be awake
I'll be awake.
Will you still be awake at 3 o'clock tomorrow morning? Will you still be awake at 3 o'clock tomorrow morning? No, I won't
No,
still
I
be
won't
awake
still be
at
awake
3 o'clock
at 3
tomorrow
o'clock
morning.
tomorrow
I'll
morning.
be asleep.
I'll be asleep.
Ragged, who takes care of us when we're in hospital? Who takes care of us when we're in hospital? Nurses and
Nurses
doctors
and
take
doctors
care of us
takes care of
when we're
us
in
when
hospital.
we are on the hospital.
When we're in hospital.
When we are in a hospital.
Very good. Okay, next answer the following questions with the words in order to, okay? Number one,
Okay.
why do people eat? Why do people eat? People eat in
People eat
order to live.
to in order to live.
For what purpose do people work? For what purpose do people work? People work
People
in
work
order to earn
in
money.
order to earn money.
What must we do in order to keep in good health? What must we do in order to keep in good health? In order to
We
keep
in order to
in good
keep
health,
in good
we
health.
must
It,
sleep well,
we must sleep well,
eat healthy food,
eat healthy food,
take plenty
take
of
plenty
exercise,
of exercise,
not smoke,
not
etc.
smoke, etc.
What do you think is the purpose of living? What do you think is the purpose of living? I think
I
the
think
purpose of
the
living
purpose of
is to
living
be happy
is to be
and to
happy
make others
and to
happy.
make others happy.
Right? Give me an example of the word so that. Give me an example of the word so that, please. He put the food
He put
in
the
the
food
fridge
in the
so
fridge
that
so that
it would stay
it
fresh.
would stay fresh.
Very good. Are there any notices hanging up in the school? Are there any notices hanging up in the school? Yes or no?
No, I
There aren't
there aren't
any notices
any
hanging
notices
up in the school.
hanging up in the school.
Very good. Okay. What are the three forms of the irregular verb lie? What are the three forms of the irregular verb lie? The three
The
forms
three
of
forms
the
of
irregular
the
verb lie
irregular verb lie
are lie,
are
lay,
lie,
lane.
lay, lay.
What's the longest you've ever lain in bed for when you've been ill? What's the longest you've ever lain in bed for when you've been ill? The longest
The
I've
longest
ever lain
have you
in
ever
bed
lain
for
in bed
when I've
for
been ill
when I've been ill
is about
is about 5 days.
5 days. Very long. Okay. What's the difference between to point at and to point out? What's the difference between to point at and to point out? The difference between
The difference
to point
between
at
to point
and to
at
point out
and to
is
point
that
out
we
is
use
that
to
we
point at
use to point
for the
at
action of
for the
pointing the
action of
finger
pointing the
at
finger
an object,
at an object,
whereas to point out
whereas to
means
point out
to
means
indicate
to
something
indicate
among
something
different things.
among different things.
Very good. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're
You're
pointing at the
pointed
light.
you're pointing at the right.
What am I doing? What am I doing? You're
You're
pointing at the
pointing
picture
at
on
the
the wall.
picture on the wall.
Point out the mistake in this sentence, please. I've gone to the cinema this week. Point out the mistake in this sentence, please. I've gone to the cinema this week. We can't say,
We can't say
I've
I've
gone to the
gone to
cinema
the
this week.
cinema this
We
week.
must say,
We must
I've been
say
to the
I've
cinema
been to
this
the
week.
cinema this week.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm pointing out
I'm
the
pointing out
mistake
the
in that
mistake in
sentence.
that sentence.
In your country, do people visit their relatives' graves? In your country, do people visit their relatives' graves? Yes or no?
Yes,
In my
in,
country,
in my country,
people visit
people
their
visit
relatives'
their
graves.
relatives' graves.
Very good. Is it bad for your neck to sleep without a pillow? Is it bad for your neck to sleep without a pillow? Yes or no?
Yes,
It's bad
it's,
for
it's
my
bad
neck
for
to
my
sleep
neck
without a
to sleep
pillow.
without a pillow.
Can we have a fire without flames? Can we have a fire without flames? Yes, we can have a
Yes, we
fire
can have a
without
fire
flames.
without a flames.
Right? How long is the flight from there to England? How long is the flight from there to England? The flight from here
The flight
to
from
England
here to
is
England
about
is about
like
it's
13
about
hours.
13 hours.
Very good. What do the words may and might express? What do the words may and might express? The words
The word
may and might
may and
express
might
the
express
idea of
the
perhaps.
idea of perhaps.
Very good. What's the difference between may and might? What's the difference between may and might? The difference
The
between
difference
may
between
and might
may and
is
might
that We
is
cannot
that
use
we
may
cannot use
in the
me
second
in the
conditional.
second
Give
conditional.
me an example.
Give
Give me an example, please. If I went to
if
London,
I went to
I
London,
might visit
I might visit
Buckingham Palace.
Buckingham Palace.
Do you think it may rain later? Do you think it may rain later? Yes or no?
No,
I don't
I,
think
I don't
it
think
will rain
it
later.
will be later.
What do you think I might have in my pocket? What do you think I might have in my pocket? I think
I
you might
think
have
you might have you might have
some
some coins
in your pocket.
in your pocket.
What might happen if you didn't look both ways before crossing the road? What might happen if you didn't look both ways before crossing the road? An accident
An
might happen
accident might
if
happen
I didn't look
if I didn't
both
look
ways
both ways
before crossing the road.
before crossing the road.
What might you see if you went to London? What might you see if you went to London? I might see
I might see
Buckingham Palace,
Buckingham
the
Palace,
Houses of
the
Parliament,
Houses of Parliament,
Trafalgar Square,
Trafalgar Square,
Piccadilly Circus,
Piccadilly
etc.
Circus,
if
etc.
I went to London.
If I went to London,
Do you think there might be another world war? Do you think there might be another world war? Yes or no?
I no, I
I
don't
don't.
think
There might be
there might be
another world
another
war.
world of war.
Very good. Okay, next. What's the difference between arrive at and arrive in? What's the difference between arrive at and arrive in? The difference
The
between
difference
arrive
between
at and
alive at
arrive in
and alive
is
in
that we
is
arrive
that
at
we
a
alive
point,
at a point,
whereas we arrive
whereas we
in an
alive
area.
in an area.
What time do you arrive at school? What time do you arrive at school? I arrive at
I
school
alive at school
at.
at 6:30.
Very good. If you arrive at a foreign airport without your passport, what might happen? If you arrive at a foreign airport without your passport, what might happen? If I arrive
If
at a
I
foreign
alive at a
airport
foreign airport
without my
without
passport,
my
I
passport,
might not be
I might
able
not be
to
able
enter the
to
country.
enter the country.
Very good. What is a cafe? What is a cafe? A cafe
The
is a
cafe
small,
is a small and
informal restaurant
informal restaurant
where you can get
where you can
light
get
meals,
light
snacks,
meals,
and drinks.
snacks, and drinks.
Very good. Do you owe me any money? Do you owe me any money? No, I don't
No,
owe
I
you
don't
any
owe
money.
you any money.
Do I owe you any money? Do I owe you any money? No, you don't
No,
owe
you
me
don't owe
any
me
money.
any money.
Very good. Okay, next. What does it mean to give back? What does it mean to give back? To give back
To
means
give back
to
means
return.
to return.
Very good. So when you go on holiday, what do you bring back with you? When you go on holiday, what do you bring back with you? When I go on
When I
holiday,
go on
I
holiday,
bring back
I bring
souvenirs
back
with me.
souvenirs with me.
Are you going to go back home immediately after the lessons ended? Are you going to go back home immediately after the lessons ended? Yes or no?
Uh, no, no, I,
No, I'm not
no,
going
I'm not
to go back
going to
home
go back home
immediately after
immediately
the lessons
after the
ended.
lessons ended.
Very good. When people lend you money, do you always pay it back when promised? When people lend you money, do you always pay it back when promised? Yes or no?
Yes,
When
I,
people
when
lend me
people
money,
lend me
I
money,
always
I
pay it
always
back
pay it back
when promised.
when promised.
Very good. Okay, and we stop there for today, but very good. Very good.